In this video, we're going to have a look at workbook ideas, and basically, rather than just workbook ideas, actually themed books. Now, I don't know about you, but if I was a child and I was given the same generic handwriting book, with the same images again, A is for apple, B is for ball, C is for cat, you can understand how they were just going to get bored. But if you can actually put a theme or something into your workbooks, just to make your workbooks different from everybody else's, and what you could do that is using themed books. Now, the first one you could actually do is you could do maybe holiday theme books. Maybe you could do a workbook based around Christmas time with Christmas images dropped in here and there. Easter time, Easter eggs, Easter bunnies, things like that. Thanksgiving, St. Patrick's Day, you could have shamrocks, you could have all different kind of images of Ireland, things like that just dropped in here and there the whole way through the book. Then you could do maybe an animal theme book. Maybe you could just do a book solely on cats, or maybe a book solely on sharks, where you'd have images of sharks dropped in here and there from beginning to end, just to give it a shark theme. And then as well too, dinosaurs. Dinosaurs are very, very popular with small boys, and maybe to a lesser extent maybe small girls. But you could actually do maybe images of dinosaurs through your book. You could do maybe like images of T-Rex here and there. You could do maybe skeletons, dinosaur footprints, all the kind of images that would around that dinosaur prehistoric era that you could drop into your book and make it a kind of dinosaur themed workbook. Then you have sports then too as well. You have football. You could base your workbook around American football, but you could have images of footballers and American football helmets and things like that you can drop in here and there to give it a kind of sports theme. Wrestling, you might have maybe a bit of trouble maybe finding images for wrestling, but if you did do a search for it, you might actually find some that you could use. But you'd probably find a lot maybe for these kind of the ones here at the start, baseball, soccer, and football. So what you do is then you would drop in maybe images of baseball bats, catcher's mitts, baseball bats, things like that. They can actually give your whole book kind of a general kind of baseball theme. Another thing you could do maybe space travel. You could do maybe a themed workbook on the subject of rockets. So you could have rockets the whole way through the book. Images just dropped in here and there to give a space travel theme. Or you can do planets. You could do spacemen. Well, you could bundle these three here together and use images of planets and rockets and spacemen in it, or maybe even include aliens. Be funny aliens you can drop in here and there just to kind of brighten up your themed space travel book. Another one you could do maybe is occupations. Could you base your theme book or maybe around policemen, firemen? You could have maybe pictures of fire engines and small men running to fires and things like that. Just to brighten up your book and base it around firemen. Construction, maybe vet, doctors. Kind of doctor themed kind of things going through the book here and there. Machinery and automobiles. Could you have images of diggers are very big deal for small boys. So maybe could you have diggers and tractors and images of those dropped in. Maybe trains. Maybe you could do one maybe on planes or cars even, racing cars and things like that just dropped in here and there. Balloons, any of those you could actually set a workbook up on any of those themes. And then even music, maybe music notes dropped in here or there, maybe pictures of people dancing and, picture of a CD or, things dropped in here and there that would give your book a kind of a music kind of theme or a dancing theme. And then pirates. Pirates are very, very big too, very popular. Could you do like a pirate themed workbook where you'd have maybe images of pirates and pirates digging up treasure and treasure maps and pirate ships and skull and crossbones and eye patches and all those kind of things you could have on your themed workbook. But as well too, apart from just using the these here as just for ideas for getting images and to put in, you can actually even more so focus on one of those things. What you could do is, like, if I was going to do maybe a soccer theme one, apart from the images I would use soccer balls and things like that, what I could actually do was all the puzzles in the workbook could be soccer based. My word search could be all soccer words that the child would have to look for. Maybe my crossword could be all soccer clues that they would have to work out. If I was doing maybe, say another one then, say I was doing one on dinosaurs, you You could have maybe the odd one outs could be just all dinosaur images. So you could actually go from beginning to end. You could have everything dinosaur themed, from the images, from the word searches, from the maze, from everything. So rather than just having just the generic plain handwriting, A is for apple, B is for ball, C is for cat, D is for dog, you can actually take your book and you can actually focus on one theme here. And you can make a really appealing book that for a child who's in love with this particular subject would just love to sit down and would want to work with that workbook, go from page to page. So you could actually find, maybe you might find some ones that might be more popular and then just focus on that one and keep reproducing for particular themes. If you found out maybe that space travel is really popular, keep producing ones with rockets and planets and things like that. Or you could actually do maybe a series of, maybe you could do sports themed workbooks. So your first workbook would be in football. You could do another one then on soccer. You could do another one on baseball, ice hockey, wrestling. You could have 1, 2, 3. You could have 5 books there just from doing the sports series alone. So if you just have a look at that, I'm assumed even from looking through this list here, I bet you've even come up with ideas yourself that you could use on top of what I've given you here. But just to get away from the kind of the generic plain workbook themes and come up with something along those lines, you'll actually find that maybe your books might actually stand out from the other ones and be more popular. Okay.